What's going on, everyone? Jake Blaine here at Apocalypse Movies, and welcome back to the Padawan Podcast, our all Star Wars podcast, where we break down everything in the galaxy far, far away, including film, TV, books, comics, and much, much more, canon and non-canon, of course. Again, I am Jake Blaine, your host. My name is Qui-Gon Jake on this podcast. I am joined today by Brian Avalosino, the Silent Assassin, because we have yet to find an official name for him. The most difficult name ever in the world of Star Wars, man. I'm serious.
Pretty much, I know.
It's been months and months and months, and we have yet to find you a name.
Keith has the one I want.
Yeah, but there's got to be one out there that we just haven't thought of. So we'll keep searching. If you know something, head down in the comments, let us know. We can maybe find something for him. But until then, he will be known as the Silent Assassin because he has a pretty dark side type of character.
Yes,
so
dark side.
Yeah, so we got a cool show today. We're going to just cover two topics, basically. One very quickly, and the second one we're going to get into depth about some cool stuff. First, we're going to start off with Star Wars Resistance, the new animated show that's going to be premiering on Disney Channel, not Disney XD, but Disney Channel. This is the new anime-style cartoon that's going on that is set just weeks or months or years before The Force Awakens. We see Poe Dameron in there. We see Captain Phasma. I'm sure we'll see a couple other character pop-ups as well. The trailer dropped last week. I know we're a little late on it, but we could talk about it a little bit here. And so, Brian, we are obviously a little bit looking forward to this trailer. We always love Star Wars cartoons and animated shows because of Dave Filoni and what he's able to do with this universe. Although this is far different from what we've seen in the past, what do you think of Star Wars Resistance so far?
Pass.
Like a hard pass?
Pretty close to it.
Really?
It looks, to me, so bad. Like, it's
What about it looks bad?
It looks kind of cheap, honestly. It looks not... It looks sloppy.
Well, it's because you're used to Rebels.
I don't even know if it's... I hate the look. The animation look.
Yeah, it's like the anime cartoon. It's 2D, but 3D.
It reminds me of, like, when you, like, are doing the concept for, like, a show or something, and not all the CGI and stuff is done. That's what it looks like.
So the look of the show is turning you off?
Yeah, and that it looks like it's made for 5-year-olds.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the tell, and I told you this, but the second Disney Channel popped up as its suitor, as far as where it's going, I knew right away where it was kind of directed at. And the fact that it was revealed that Dave Filoni isn't going to be involved past the creation and idea of the show. And that's obviously kind of a big thing going on in Star Wars animation. But, I mean, I'm not sold on it. The trailer didn't sell me, but I will say that outside of the animation, I kind of like the concept of it. The whole race wars type of thing where they're racing and the main guy who's like basically... he's undercover for Poe Dameron. He sends him on a mission, and he kind of has to race to keep his cover, which is kind of a cool concept in the world of Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's almost like a Fast and Furious type thing in space, and so I'm hoping that the show focuses a lot on races because we've always wanted to see that in Star Wars, obviously with the pod race, and we've always wanted to see stuff going on with Han Solo and the Falcon and whatnot, and so I think that can be really cool. But yes, I do somewhat agree with you that the look of it is very off-putting. I'm not going to say no to it yet, but it is so different from what we've seen that it can be a little, it could turn you off a little bit. And the fact that it is directed at a little bit younger age. Disney Channel is an interesting suit for this. I was kind of hoping it was Disney XD to kind of keep in line with Rebels, but obviously they're trying to switch things up a little bit, which is cool.
Definitely. Definitely not.
And it premieres in October, so we have about a month or so.
It's not that far away, and it looks like, I mean, it's coming hot.
Yeah, I know. It's about, I want to say, premiering October, like, 7th or 8th or something like that, and so it's basically just about a month and a week away, a month and a week and a half.
Yep.
And so
I'll give it a chance.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to look forward to it. I'm going to watch it, because it's probably going to be 30 minutes, just again. It's going to be something to put on. I don't think it's going to have any major canon connections like Rebels did. I mean, it may a little bit because of Poe and Phasma and stuff, but I don't think it'll be like canon altering the way Rebels did.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so either. I think this time it's definitely maybe geared towards kids a little bit more. Mm-hmm. But there are going to be maybe like the things, a couple little details there
that
like,
major fans are going to notice.
Yeah, or like the parents of the kids that grew up with it or watching it, they'll notice those types of things. But I definitely don't think it's going to be like mind-blowing changes that Rebels gave us at certain points.
Yeah, I think that, and I don't know how many episodes the show is, but this could end up being just like a one-season thing. And I think it may be because, I don't know, I mean, it's interesting. It depends on how well it does, obviously. And
I think this is honestly, truly what I think they're doing. This is the show for the kids, and that's why we're getting Clone Wars back.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely the case. And I think that another reason is that I think they've been focused so much on diving into canon and altering the universe of Star Wars with Ahsoka and Ezra and Thrawn and all this type of stuff over the last couple of years. They're now just having fun with what Star Wars is and the ability to kind of stretch out to all these different characters and worlds. And like, we're going to be seeing a brand new planet in this show and a brand new main character and a new set of friends and like all this type of stuff that's brand new. And so I think they're definitely going to have some fun with it.
Yeah.
Whether or not it's a season, time will tell.
Let me ask you one thing. General Leia's in it. I
don't think she will show up in physical form.
So you think she'll be like a hologram?
I think Poe's going to be the one that's connected to everything. Yeah, and I think Poe's going to be getting orders from General Leia, obviously.
Okay.
Because it is set just before The Force Awakens. Who I do think will show up is Lor San Tekka. Which could be very interesting because Poe has a connection to him as well.
That is true. I did not.
And again, that could end up having some pretty big canon moments there if he does in fact show up because of the beginning of The Force Awakens, obviously, and how that played out. So, yeah, I mean, I'm interested. Time will tell as far as how it goes, obviously. Yeah. So. Before we move on to our main topic, I want to ask you, or tell you, or I guess talk about one thing real quick. I don't know if you saw this or not, but Jon Favreau posted a picture on Instagram the other day, and it was him and Dave Filoni at the Skywalker Ranch. And so I think that pretty much almost confirms that those two are going to be working on some live action stuff with that TV show together, which may be why he's not involved in this show. Because
that's fine.
If and it's been suspected for a while that Filoni will jump over at some point, but the fact that it is a live action TV show gives him a little bit more reign to do some storytelling, like he's been doing over the last decade or so. But yeah, Favreau and Filoni, man, imagine those two telling Star Wars.
That's gonna be interesting,
especially if it's set in the right between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens. You got that giant gap to tell some stories and. If it is in fact, like the rumor says, based on Mandalore, Filoni has great knowledge of that from what he did with Rebels. And obviously with the Clone Wars trailer that dropped just about a month ago, how one of them was with Ahsoka. I mean, there's some interesting stuff coming down the line of Star Wars.
I'll lose my you-know-what if Ahsoka ever shows up in live action.
You will?
Yeah, I know.
Really? Come on.
You'll explode, but...
I'll probably never watch Star Wars again because of how happy I am.
You'll just stop at that episode.
Yeah,
I mean,
seriously.
We're still watching the finale of Rebels.
Dude, that would be amazing. Yeah. That'd be amazing. All right, well, let's move on to our main topic. We're about 10 minutes in here, and so I wanted to take the time today, about 10-15 minutes, and talk about Luke's role in Episode 9. Now, this has been highly debated, speculated, talked about. Rumors are flying around. Obviously, with Episode 9 currently filming, it is said that the movie will finish filming early next year, probably about January, February. And obviously, it was announced that Mark Hamill will, in fact, return in the cast list. Not just any kind of specific cameo. He was mentioned in the main cast, and that's kind of a big deal. But I want to talk about what we think about where he could be in the film, who he's going to be connected to, who he's going to be talking to, how much he's going to be showing up. Just kind of throw some ideas out there, some stuff against the wall. I'm going to let Brian shoot this one off first because I've been kind of wanting to talk about this a while, and I want to hear what you have to think first. So what do you got, man? What do you think that Luke's going to be doing, and how much is he going to be doing it in Episode 9?
I truly, truly believe that he is going to be a Force ghost, obviously, and that the best way that I've been able to describe it is kind of like, I mean, we obviously got like, to me it was almost kind of like a shiesty version of like him training Rey. Like, it wasn't
kind of like a cop out.
Yeah, it wasn't the.
It wasn't full on training.
Yeah, so to me, in my mind, what I'm imagining is gonna happen is somehow, which I'm not completely even sold that I would want this, but the best way to describe it for me is the very first, when we very first time we meet Luke Skywalker, very first movie, A New Hope, when Obi-Wan and Luke kind of train like that.
With the buzz droid. Yeah.
I almost feel like he's going to like train her kind of like similarly like that. Excuse me. Except as a Force ghost.
So he's going to basically be talking to her.
Kinda.
Or do you think he's going to be will he be able to enter the world physically? Or at least use his stuff like Yoda did in Episode 8, because Yoda tapped Luke on the head with his cane. He also brought down lightning on the tree.
I think he will definitely be able to do stuff. I'm not even sure yet if like I'm almost kind of convinced that he's gonna actually like physically be a part of it in a way. Like, I don't know. I have this weird feeling that they're gonna somehow like he's gonna still be able to almost like fight and stuff. Like, I don't know why.
It's funny that you mentioned that, because there's been people obviously theorize online, and the hardcore fans go deep into this stuff. And one of the things people have been talking about is the fact that what if, because every movie of Star Wars has expanded the knowledge of the Force. Like, from the very start of Return of the Jedi, when we saw Obi-Wan sit on a log, and then all the stuff that happened in the prequels, obviously, with the Force and kind of how they're able to use their powers and whatnot. And then, obviously, with Episode 8 with Yoda becoming a Force ghost, but entering the physical world by touching something in the real world. Every movie has expanded what we know of the Force. And people are starting to believe this theory that, what if Luke, in fact, didn't die? And I gotta be honest, I'm starting to buy this theory. I'm really starting to believe this theory that, look, he may have drifted away like Obi-Wan did in A New Hope. He could have in fact did that. Or like Yoda did in Return of the Jedi. But what if, and we said this the moment that The Last Jedi ended, Luke Skywalker is the most powerful Jedi to ever live.
Yeah.
Because of what he did in that movie.
Yeah.
What he was able to do across the galaxy is far more than anybody else has it in the past. And that alone already expands the knowledge of the Force. What's going to happen in Episode 9 that even expands it further? He's not dead. Or, like you said, he's able to enter both the ghost world and the physical world by being so powerful. But I'll be honest, man, I'm starting to buy into this theory that Luke actually isn't dead. That he's somewhere else. He just drifted away. But it would also take away from the moment in Episode 8. But again, people feel like they were trying to cheat it from Luke in Episode 8. So it kind of go both ways.
I don't know why, but I am still convinced that something huge of importance is going to come into play. And I mean, it's spoilers, I guess, if you haven't watched Rebels. But you know how like Ezra went into that like time realm? I'm convinced still that that's going to show up somehow.
I don't know if JJ will go there though. That's deep, man. Because that is so much to explain when it's already been explained. Yeah. And if you didn't explain it, the people who don't know what it is are going to be like, "What? Like time travel in Star Wars?"
I mean, honestly, Luke could have freaking transported to the like.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, my other kind of thought process was maybe he transported, whatever you want to call it, teleported himself to like the unknown regions. Like,
very well could have.
They're clearly going that way.
Well, there's multiple signs to not just the unknown regions, but the fact that Luke isn't going to be gone. Obviously, we have the big line where he tells Kylo, "See you around, kid." Like, that alone points to him being involved. Whether it's a Force ghost, whether it's in physical form, And then obviously when he's talking to Leia and he says, no one's ever really gone. Now that can be interpreted multiple ways. He could have obviously been talking about Han, which he very well was at the time.
Yeah.
But it could have been hinting, like teasing what's to come for him, because he wasn't physically there at that time.
Yeah.
He was not there, in form. And so, I don't know, for me, I kind of go back and forth between two things. One, like I said, I'm really starting to buy into this fact that he's not dead.
Yeah.
That he drifted away somewhere, but that he's become all powerful and one with the Force, and he's kind of able to do that.
What if he becomes the Force?
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, what if he is in fact becoming part of the Force, and like almost like the Flash with the Speed Force, where the Speed Force is him?
Yeah.
Like maybe Luke is becoming the Force. Also, the other one that I'm going, like, if that doesn't happen, I think that he's going to be a Force ghost, but that he's going to be involved with Rey training, involved with kind of guiding her, and also involved with Kylo. I think that...
Okay.
I don't think it's going to be to a point where people are saying he's haunting him. But I think he will be there kind of like over his shoulder saying like... And I don't want it... The problem is with that, I don't want it becoming a joking manner where Luke is like, oh, what are you doing, kid? Like, you're messing up here. Like, I think that he will... Like, Ben has so much... He has so much hate towards his family right now. I think Luke being there will tear him down, and Luke's kind of going to taunt him in a way that's very serious.
It's so funny that...
But I think it'd be very interesting to see that dynamic between the two of them. The way that Kylo handles it and the way that Rey handles it. But there's also a part of me that says maybe he won't be involved with Rey for one reason. Yoda in The Last Jedi said she doesn't need anything anymore. She has everything she needs.
True.
And so that leads me to believe, wait a second, maybe he's only going to be involved with Kylo in this film. How interesting would that be if he is only involved with the bad guy in this movie?
It's so funny that you said the exact word that I've been waiting for you to stop talking, was haunt. I totally could see him, like, almost not so much haunt him, like, as a Force ghost or anything, but, like, the memories, like, they play out over and over to the point where it's, like, driving Kylo Ren crazy.
I think this is almost a perfect example of how Luke would be the kid Gamora at the end of Infinity War to Thanos.
Yeah.
Where she says, what did it cost? And he's like, everything.
Yeah.
But except Kylo wouldn't answer like that.
Yeah.
He would be yelling and screaming and throwing stuff and thrashing stuff up and down. Luke would kind of be there asking him, why? Like, what did it cost you?
Yeah.
Why are you doing this? Are you making the right decisions? And I think Mark Hamill could do that really, really well.
I think so. I think he'd be a menacing, like... Not menacing, but, like, something good that would drive Kylo Ren, like, crazy. I could totally see that. I can absolutely see Kylo Ren going literal crazy.
I think that's where he's headed.
Yeah.
And we've never seen that in Star Wars before.
No, I think...
It obviously touched with Anakin, but not to a point of this.
No, I literally can see him going full-blown, like, psychotic, crazy.
I think he's going to end up destroying the First Order because of himself.
Yeah, I do
like,
too.
it's going to destroy within itself, which we've never seen before.
It's going to implode because of him, but not because he's, like, good.
I will say one thing, and we've kind of touched on a lot of stuff here, and this has like been a super fun conversation, but I do think either way, and this we'll theorize and talk about this for the next year or so, but I do think Luke will somehow, whether it's Force Ghost style or physical style, be involved in action.
Oh,
I really believe
me too.
That there will be some way
in the last one.
And we saw Yoda use the cane.
Yeah.
Why can't he do that with a lightsaber?
Yeah.
And I think that there's going to be somehow where he does that. And like I said before, going back to this, but we continue to grow the knowledge of the Force. We continue to learn. And it's only going to be expanded with this movie. I think JJ has an ultimate plan because whatever he was doing in The Force Awakens, he was obviously setting something up. And whether or not Rian Johnson's fulfilled that, I think JJ has his own plan. And he wants to do something really cool with Luke because of that very first line in The Force Awakens crawl. Luke Skywalker has vanished. That entire thing was revolved around him. Yeah. And so I think that he's going to do something really cool with him. And I believe I sound crazy saying this, but I really don't think he's dead, man.
I don't
really, like, there's a part of me that, and it's not just because I don't want that to be the case, but I really, really think that there's somehow where he literally just drifted away somewhere.
Yeah.
And he's somewhere else.
It's a little suspicious.
It would. I don't know how I'd feel about it yet because it would take away from the ending of The Last Jedi and how special it was. Like,
would you care though?
But dude, that moment.
To see Luke Skywalker again.
No, like that moment obviously like would be very, very special. But where he goes see around and he drifts away with the two suns in the sunset, like that's like a big moment.
That's true.
That's a big moment,
yeah.
you know, and it changed Star Wars forever for what we know. And taking that away would be hard. But if they were able to tell it right, it could end up being really, really cool.
I mean, it is
I gotta say, Episode 9 hinges on it, man. I think Episode 9 hinges on what they do with Luke Skywalker.
Well, it's the end of the Skywalker saga.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's just...
Who knows?
I don't know, man. We have over a year to talk about this, so we'll definitely get back to this.
It's so far
There's
away.
so many things that are going to pop up, too, over the next year or so, like, theorizing. Like, there's going to be a whole new idea of Luke in the next couple months that we're probably going to talk about. So
yeah, and I'm sure we'll get new books, comics, and
and maybe Jacob has a crazy ass idea, or
Yeah.
Keith's probably thinking of something, and they're probably yelling at us over the headset listening to this right now. But I mean, if you like what we're talking about, or you have a different theory, head down in the comments. Let us know what you think Luke Skywalker is going to be doing in Episode 9. Is he going to be involved? How much? Who's he going to be talking to? What's he going to be doing? Head down there, let us know your thoughts, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. We love having conversation with you guys about this stuff. Also, let us know what you thought of Star Wars Resistance and the possibilities of Favreau and Filoni teaming up for the live-action TV show. Head down there, let us know what you think. Brian, again, man, thank you for joining me on this Padawan.
Absolutely.
Love talking Star Wars. We're going to try and keep this up as much as possible. I know we're about a year and a half away, but
so far away.
We have so much stuff that we can talk about. And we can talk about Lando. We can talk about Kylo and his crazy path. There's so many things we can talk about in the world of Star Wars. So, and obviously some books and canon stuff coming forward as well. So, thank you for joining us on the Padawan. I am Jake, a.k.a. Qui-Gon Jake. You can find Brian and I both on Twitter, Instagram, apocalypsemovies.com. Make sure you check us out on our site. We got all kinds of movie news stuff on there, trailers, all that good stuff. As well as this YouTube channel, trailer reactions, movie reviews, the Padawan, of course, and a couple other cool stuff as well. Give us a like, share, comment, and of course that subscribe. We really, really appreciate the support. We keep giving you good content, and it's all because of that subscription. So, again, thank you for joining us, and until next time, may the Force be with you.